Welcome to this video. Agroforests. Agroforests are key in the action plan for existence. Dislocated and existence prejudiced. Again, in separate studies it is found out that the Amazon dark earth soils, or A.D.E, are where the indigenous lived before the Amazon Amarinds got raided, mass harvested, killed, chased away. The locations where the indigenous lived often were close or nearby clay licks, or the animal gathering locations. Originally the indigenous lived on or nearby the discovered Amazon dark earth soils, or A.D.E, often close or nearby clay licks, or the animal gathering locations, this until they were forced to or decided to draw back in, or to locations far from the ancestral rivers, A.D.E soils and clay licks, where they hoped they would not be harvested or threatened. The places they redraw to were often, or always remote, isolated and far away from their major and main ancestral rivers, agroforests, A.D.E soils, clay licks. I mention clay licks as if they were integral parts of the indigenous culture and habitats, because there was a certain working together in the use, development and maintenance of the agroforests, that they also or rather commonly used for food and resources and habitat. You will quite often still detect that children and adults alike have macaws as pets and use their feathers as decoration of their own bodies. In certain Amazon indigenous myths, the macaws plays a very important role and is often mentioned as the first creature to be created, which is not at all in contradiction with the timeline our scientists consider correct, since the birds and macaws are somehow related to dinosaurs. Mass harvesting. Before the Spanish and Portuguese conquests around the year 1500, this scenario that involved mass harvesting abduction took place in numbers much larger, as after the year 1500. By the year 1500 the indigenous already were decimated or more than decimated, and the cultures, pre-Inca, but Inca-like, that chased and mass harvested them also came, or also were in decline for a long but unknown time. In my opinion they fell victim to the same or similar degeneration we modern humans are falling victim to, because we exacerbate factors that can degenerate, especially since the more advanced and extreme hybridizations and agricultural techniques, and disrupt what regenerated in the absence of disruptions. Needed heart and brain health. The indigenous, that could develop again, or that could remain in their Amazon dark earth soils, or A.D.E, and agroforests, still today present exceptional heart and brain health, presenting insignificant degeneration compared with us modern humans and when possibly still are subject of research. Blind. That research is amongst others to discover why they still present this exceptional heart and brain health under for heart and brain health very unfavorable conditions. Independent of that, or any other research, the explanation is formulated in detail in the videos of this channel and the related ebooks. What I can say is that it is not what the researchers are trying to prove, but failed to do so. They simply do not look for what gives them this exceptional heart and brain health, because the reasons behind it are not the objective of their research. Most probably most of the researchers are confronted with the real reasons, and when they are confronted with and hear or think about the real reasons, the researchers most probably discard them, as said, because they are not what they and their sponsors are looking for. They do not research the indigenous for what they are and represent and where and how they come from, but for what the business as usual, that is somehow behind most research, is looking for to prove. Agroforest and Amazon dark earth soils, or A.D.E, and certain animals are deeply involved with all that I summed up. But agroforest and A.D.E is what the researchers did not come for. They do not know what it is and are not interested in it, and most probably do not believe and almost consequently do not understand. This way this research got in a kind of an impasse, just as we modern humans are in a kind of an impasse. We want to live longer and healthier, but instead we live less and lose our cognitive function earlier, on individual level, and progressively and on genome level, on species level. Possibly exactly and dominantly because of this cognitive degeneration, we got in this great perfect storm, and actual perfect storm, that the CDC defined perfect storm, while the Biomike Ryan Express kind of perfect storm already describes at least the initial part of the larger perfect storm, that if we do not get out of this impasse, pretty much all that matters for us could go into demise and extinction. This is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Giving a thumbs up is also a way to know if you already assisted a certain video or not. I hope to see you in our next video.